to a problem that we already have. So for us, we have established, or we incorporated, it's a station that consists of a TV station and a radio station, which we have incorporated already. It's Finance FM and Finance Radio, where as an accounting firm or as subsidiaries of BongLez Holdings, we are going to be involved in such platforms like this one, because there have been many things that have been said here, but the information is not getting out there. So what we have come up with is that in terms of platforms like this, where people are supposed to be getting information is supposed to be taken outside. This is where we're going to come in. As a station, or even like on the TV side, we'll be hosting or we'll be working together with such platforms or institutions to take the information from the minority and take it to the majority, because many people are struggling out there. The big guys, they have all the information, but the little guy on the street, they do not know how to open a company. A person has a very huge vision, but they do not know where to go or what to do. A small company does not know how to grow, not just growing in terms of their product or anything, but they cannot manage their finances. We've come across clients who have been doing good business, but they cannot manage their finances. So our aim is to help those clients. We find that in terms of such platforms, we take the information that is going to be helpful to the smaller guys, to the starters, to the SMEs, and we take it to the people who are going to be needing it. And instead of bringing something that is unknown, we're taking what is known by the minority and we're giving it to everyone, so that there will be enough information for people to be able to go out there and access the information in terms of the radio and in terms of the TV, where we'll be partnering also with other institutions. Like, for example, I could mention the South African Revenue Services, because like in February or in April, when the tax season starts, people are running around like headless chickens. They don't even know what to do or how to even complete an IRT 14 or EMP 500 form or 501 form. So that is the part or the place where we'll be in society to be able to take that information and to bring it to the people, to help those SMEs, including the guys that are here. They can be some of our first clients, if possible, where we'll be taking the information that we know as the financial institutions, as the service institutions, and as the legal and regulatory bodies, and be able to take it from the bodies and into the people, where they'll be able to take that information and use it to start up businesses, to grow, and to expand in other places where you find that, okay, they'll be able to meet financial regulations, regulations in terms of SARS, and regulations in terms of the other laws and other laws and other things which are required in terms of business practices and all those things. So I think I end here.
Cool. Question?
Thank you for that presentation. So you keep mentioning the people. You're taking it to the people. Can you tell me who these people are, where they're located, how big they are, and what percentage of these people you're hoping to get your message to?
Yeah, that is a very easy question, because the thing that is supposed to be the people, it's not the big corporates, but it's the consumer, the final consumer, or the person who's trying to start up a business. Because people on the streets, the clients that we come across, because it's not only going to help our firm as an accounting firm, but it will be able to help other people when they be approaching other firms, accounting firms, and other institutions. You find that the information is there. They know where to go. They know what to do and how to run their things, and to be able to follow the right channels in terms of finding that information which we will give to them.
And that's great. But I just want you to understand, if you get a sense of how many people out there are looking for something. What is this market? So this your radio show and your TV station is going to reach what percentage of these people? How many people?
Or starting out, we were thinking of starting it as a regional thing. Find that we're starting in Gauteng or in Joburg, and will be as successful as it gets, and how we see the response of the people, and in terms of the funding, and because a radio station or some businesses, they can only grow genetically to a certain level, where we'll be needing other funders. We find that now we are at a level where we're supposed to be getting other investors from outside, where we'll be able to branch out into the other regions of South Africa.
Thank you very much. I just need to understand, how do you plan to duplicate yourself?
I don't understand the question. Can you rephrase it or put it in the
Seeing
way?
that you're running this kind of business that you want to reach to the people, can it function without you being there? And if we can, what is the process of duplicating yourself in all other regions?
Okay. What we discussed as myself and the CEO is that since we are accountants by profession, we are not radio broadcasters or TV broadcasters. So we are going to go into joint ventures in terms of, let's say in radio, we find that there are people who are well skilled and who have certain knowledge or certain skills in terms of radio, and we partner with them. Us bringing our resources, as in the knowledge that we have in accounting, and them bringing their resources they have in production in TV. So that is how we're going to grow. We'll be focusing mostly on our expertise, and they'll be focusing on the production and other things that will be needed in those stations. And
Thank you very much. I personally really like your idea. So I don't have a question for you, but I'm going to give you some strategic insight in terms of where you fell short in terms of your pitch. The first and foremost is that your idea wasn't broadly explained. There was a lot of gray area. In terms of costing, so how is the business going to make money? You haven't explained, so you haven't gone through any financials whatsoever. If your product hasn't been made yet, and if you're looking for investors to put money into this asset, you need to be able to explain to the investor, I'm asking you for 500,000, I'm going to make 50 of these, each of them is going to generate an income of 100,000 rands per month. You'll get your return back after a year because the cost per touch point is 50 rand, and we're going to target 700 customers in 1 month. Which brings me to my next point. You haven't explained market penetration. You have not told, even though you said that you have an understanding of who your customers are, you haven't accurately profiled your customers. You haven't given us demographic segmentation, you haven't given us psychographic segmentation. We have to pick up out of your little dictation which kind of people you are targeting. You're targeting business owners and probable business owners that resides in the metropolitan and suburban areas of South Africa. You're looking at ideation entrepreneurs, you're looking at micro enterprises, you're looking at SMEs. That's what it is. And how do you tap into them? You can tap into them via CEDA, via CIFA, via various government organizations, because that's where they're going to. All of this was missing in your pitch. You haven't explained, you mentioned in a question, in the answer to a question, that you have a partner, but you haven't told us anything about your partner in your pitch. And this was key because your partner is an active part of the business. You haven't established viable need. So even though technology is great for South Africa, is the market ready for this kind of technology? Can people equate what you're going to charge as value add to bridge these gaps during starting up a business? I personally can tell you that there might actually be a need if it's a cost viable solution, because to hire an accountant is a very expensive task. So these are all your shortfalls. That's your time. Please give him a round of applause.